Just let me know, Dipannita, when he joins.
Ma'am, Kalash Gupta he was in the meeting. I think he left. There's some connectivity issue he's having.
So just let me know when he's in and let me know when you want me to start.
Yeah, yes, ma'am, we can start. We are live.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. I am Varidhi, and on behalf of Careers 360, I very warmly welcome all of you to this webinar for a heart-to-heart conversation with JEE Advanced toppers. So we strongly believe that the best insights about any prospective experience come from people who've already been through a similar situation. This is exactly why we organize this session, so that all the JEE aspirants for this year who are attending this session get valuable lessons from JEE toppers who are aspirants only a few years back, rather a few months back. I feel very happy to introduce to you our guests for today, Anand Lunia. Anand secured an All India rank of 3 in JEE Advanced 2021. He is currently pursuing BTech in Computer Science and Engineering at IIT Delhi. Archit Bhubna. Archit secured an All India rank of 2 in JEE Advanced 2019, and he is currently pursuing BTech in Computer Science and Engineering at IIT Delhi. Himanshu Gaurav Singh. He secured an All India rank of 3 in the JEE Advanced 2019, and he is currently pursuing BTech at BTech CSE at IIT Delhi. And is our fourth guest in, Dipannita, Kalash?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So Kalash Gupta, he secured an All India rank of 3 in JEE Advanced 2018, and he's currently pursuing BTech in Computer Science and Engineering at IIT Delhi. Thank you so much, guys, for sparing your time and joining us today. We really appreciate it. And without any further ado, I would request you all to introduce yourselves and speak about your journey towards cracking the JEE one by one with our audiences. That would be great. And can we please start with Archit?
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Archit Bhubna, and my All India rank was 3 in JEE Advanced 2019. And I live here in Delhi, very close to the FIITJEE South Delhi Center, and I've been a student there since class 6. And I joined FIITJEE in the Little Genie program. And since then, I've been studying in FIITJEE regularly. I went on to join the Udaya 2-year classroom program in class 7 and 8. And afterwards, I joined the 4-year classroom program from class 9 to 12. And basically, my entire IIT JEE journey has been in FIITJEE. And ma'am, can the others speak for now?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course. Anand, would you want to go next? Thank you so much, Archit. Dipannita, can you please unmute Anand? Yeah.
So, hello everyone. I am Anand Lunia. I am currently in my first year at IIT Delhi. I joined FIITJEE in class 10. I studied there for 3 years. I prepared for JEE and various other exams through FIITJEE, and it has been of great help to me.
Thank you, Anand. Thank you so much. Himanshu, would you like to go next?
Hello, my name is Manchu. It's been quite some time before since I had given JEE, but the things I had learned at that time, some skills have been relevant even now. So I joined FIITJEE in class 10th, and I had prepared for IIT and several other competitive exams in that time. And FIITJEE had that those 3 years had been very a learning experience for me, and I had learned a lot.
Thanks. Thank you, Himanshu. Hi, Kalash. Thank you so much for joining us. Could you please speak to our audiences and tell them about your journey?
Yeah, so currently I'm in my 4th year at IIT Delhi CSE. I gave JEE Advanced 2018 and achieved AIR 3. I've been I joined FIITJEE in class 9 to prepare for NTSC primarily, but I enjoyed the method of teaching, so I continued in 11th as well, and it was instrumental in cracking JEE and some other competitive exams as well. As Manchu pointed out, the methodology at FIITJEE translates to later in life as well and improves the problem solving skills.
All right. Thank you so much, Kalash. I would like to start with a few questions that I'm sure a lot of our audience would also want to get answers to. And all the students who are attending, please keep your questions ready and you can start raising your hands one by one using the reaction button. We'll give you a chance to ask your questions to the toppers. All right. So my first question would probably go to Himanshu. Himanshu, what would you suggest is the ideal time to start preparing for JEE mains?
A significant portion of JEE mains does intersect with JEE Advanced. So specifically preparing for JEE mains, if somebody asks, and then I would infer that you are talking about those portions of the syllabus that do not intersect. So I think nevertheless you would have to study it for boards, and also it would be good if you could, while preparing for the boards, you could just give a little more emphasis than you do want to give for boards, and that will be sufficient, I guess. And then there are tests like JEE main mock tests and all that happen in the FITGI system, because of which you automatically do get to cover up for the JEE main portion. But yes, if you do ask me for a time, then I'll say while you're preparing for the boards. I don't remember actually. JEE mains happens before boards or after these days. Can you tell me for me to answer?
Rishi, could you please answer this?
Anyways, so what I did, I'll tell you. I did it while preparing for the boards.
Yeah. So it is somewhat around during the boards.
Okay, so while preparing for the boards, you can like have more emphasis on those topics and get set.
All right, all right. Out of Archit, Anand and Kalash, would you want to add anything to what Himanshu has just said?
Ma'am, I completely agree with what Manchu said about JEE mains preparation. Since there are a very few topics that are there in JEE main which are not in JEE Advanced, I think we don't need to focus on JEE mains since 11th class or the early part of 12th class. We should just focus on those topics while we are preparing for the board exams, because we'll have to study them anyways for the boards.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So, Kalash, my next question would be to you. So, for a student who starts preparing 2 years before the exam, the JEE exam, what should an ideal timetable look like? And we would also know the same. We would also want to know the same for someone who's starting to prepare 1 year before the JEE.
So the 2-year timeline sort of suits me because I like started preparing for JEE seriously in 11th itself. So for me, I didn't really need to make a timetable because I just followed whatever was being taught in my classes, and like they give you enough problem sets and everything to keep you busy enough, and keep you up to date with whatever you have learned so far. So I didn't really make an ideal timetable, and since it's been so long, I don't remember one. It's just whatever you have, like wherever you're studying or whatever subjects you've gone through, make sure to practice enough problems and be sure to give enough mock tests specific to the topic, and some general ones as well.
All right. Okay. Anything that any of you would like to add, Archit, Himanshu, Anand? Not really. Okay. We have a question from Sakshi. Can we take a question, Dipandita? One question from the audience. Sakshi wants to ask.
Yes. Sakshi, can you please unmute yourself?
Sakshi?
She is not unmuting herself. Can we move on to Aman?
Aman.
Please unmute yourself, Aman.
Yeah, sir. Hello.
Yes, yeah, ask your question.
Good afternoon, ma'am and sir.
Hi, Aman. Good afternoon. Yeah, please go ahead.
Ma'am, I want to know which books I will prefer for the JEE mains and for the advance, other than 12th board.
Okay. Okay. Himanshu, would you like to answer this, please?
Ma'am, I can answer this, but I guess Anand will be able to answer better because books for JEE keep changing fast.
Okay,
But
Anand has been this. Anand, could you please answer?
Yeah. Yeah. So I can tell you what I use primarily for advanced. So for I'll start with chemistry. For physical chemistry, I used Navasti to practice problems, and I didn't really use a book except for the NCERT to read the theory. For organic chemistry, I used MS Chauhan and Paula Bruis. And for inorganic chemistry, I used VK Jaiswal and Vishal Joshi. For maths, I relied mostly on giving mock tests and assignments from my coaching, but I did solve a few books. I solved Samir Bansal for calculus. And towards the end of my preparation, I solved books by Vikas Gupta. I wasn't able to solve them fully, but the parts that I did solve were useful. And for physics, I'd recommend Resnick, Halliday, Craig to read about the theory. And for problems, H.C. Verma, Iridov, and your coaching assignments are good. You can do more if you are preparing for the Olympiad or something, but for JEE, I think these are it.
Okay. Thanks so much, Anand. Anything that the others would like to add? Archit, Kalash, or Himanshu?
Ma'am, I think Anand gave a very exhaustive list of the books that you need to prepare. I think one of the mistakes that many students do is that they go for a lot of foreign author books, but generally foreign author books are not very relevant for JEE preparation. So the Indian authors that Anand mentioned, like Vikas Gupta and Samir Bansal, they are the ideal books for especially for maths in JEE Advanced.
Okay. Thank you so much. The next question from the audience.
Yes, ma'am, the next question will be from Ali. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hello.
Hi, Ali. Yes, your question,
Hello.
please.
हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैम मैं लद्दाख से बात कर रहा हूँ अस्सलाम वालेकुम टू एवरीवन मैम मुझे ये बोलना था कि कैसे कंसिस्टेंट रह सकते हैं फॉर जेई और क्या ये सिंगेज के जो सीरीज होते हैं जेई एडवांस के लिए वो बुक्स क्या सफिशिएंट है फॉर एडवांस हेलो
Yeah. Archit, would you like to take this?
Ma'am, so the question is about consistency, right? How can we stay how can we stay consistent throughout our JEE preparation? So I think a lot of different people have different ways of doing this. And for some people, making a timetable or a routine works. For me, it was different. I think it can be different for everyone. And one thing that you need to ensure is that you attend all the classes. Once you start missing classes or once you get into the habit of missing classes, then you lose track and you lose consistency. So as long as you're attending classes, that does half of the job of maintaining your consistency. And above and beyond that, you need to make sure that you are completing all the material that is expected from you. You are covering all the concepts regularly. Like you're not creating a backlog for yourself, because once you get some amount of backlog, that creates a cycle, and which is very difficult to come out from, because then it keeps on getting piled up. So I would just suggest that be regular with your classes, and just make sure that keep studying the concepts that are being taught in the particular period.
Thank you so much, Archit. Kalash, is there
मैम एंड बुक्स के रिगार्डिंग पूछना था लाइक जेईई एडवांस के लिए सिंगेज के सारे जो बुक्स होते हैं वो इनफ हैं
From my personal experience, Cengage books are not enough for JEE preparation. If you're asking for a particular subject, then Anand recommended a good list of books for each subject. I think you can go with that.
भैया मैं लद्दाख में रहता हूँ वहाँ पे सब नहीं मिलता ये सब
लद्दाख में भी मेरे ख्याल से वो सब बुक्स मिल जाएंगे. वो इंडियन ऑथर्स के ही बुक्स है, और आई थिंक जेईई कोचिंग के आसपास या कहीं पे मिल जाता होगा.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next question, Devandita.
Yes, ma'am. Next question will be from Surya Narayan. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, Surya.
Yes, ma'am. I'm from Tamil Nadu, Chennai. My doubt is that how can we manage the studies between 12th board exams and JEE? How should we prepare both alternatively?
Kalash, would you like to answer this?
So ideally your JEE Advanced coaching should cover most of, especially for physics and mathematics, most of your preparation required for both. And for chemistry, you require to study the NCERT for chemistry, so that should also be part of your JEE Advanced and board preparation. So there is no actual need for alternating. If you really wish to do well in boards as well, you could set out some time, maybe a month or two prior to boards, to focus only on boards. This will likely help in your JEE mains preparation as well. But apart from that, I believe that JEE Advanced, while JEE preparing for JEE Advanced, you should be able to solve most problems for boards, if not all.
Right. Thanks, Kalash. Archit, Anand, Himanshu, anything that you want to add to what Kalash has said?
No, not really. I guess he summarized it.
All right. All right. Next, Dipandita.
Yes, our next question will be from Rupak. Please unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and good afternoon to everyone.
Hi, Rupak. Yeah.
Ma'am, right now I'm preparing for the 10th board examination, and I would like to, I'm very much inspired for the JEE. So what should be the steps taken for me in the further stage of my life after 10th?
Himanshu, would you want to answer it?
So I would suggest you that after you are done with your board exams, you can either, if you wish to join a coaching institute, then you can join any one of them. If you can join FITGE and FITGE is feasible for you, I would sincerely recommend you to do that. And otherwise, if you do this, then you will have sufficient resources for regarding books and guidance. And if you do not do that, in that case, like Anand had talked about books and all, you can start reading them, doing problems. And this is in the case when you do not have any coaching support. That's a little hard, I would say, without teachers and all. But in that case, you will have to do with the books, which Anand and Archit mentioned. And in the other case, if you join an institute, in that case, you would get sufficient resources, I think. So these are the two things in mind.
Yeah, that's a really nice suggestion by Manchu. So Rupam, I guess Rupak asked the question, right?
Rupak, yes. Rupak.
Yeah, Rupak. So Rupak, apart from this valuable answer from Manchu, we have also a article curated with us in which we have mentioned the free resources for preparing for JEE as well, right? So what we have done, we have just filtered out all the free resources, and then we have jotted a list down from there what quality materials you could get. So you just drop your email ID to Deepan Vita ma'am, and we will be sending that article to you. It should be helpful for you as well. Yeah, next question.
Thanks, Rishi. Next question, Dipandita. Is that from BTS?
Yes. Please unmute yourself.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon.
So my question is कि एंड के जो 1 महीने का जो पीरियड होता है उसमें कैसे प्रैक्टिस करनी चाहिए? शॉर्ट नोट से साथ थ्रू तो करना चाहिए, पर कौन से क्वेश्चंस की ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस करनी चाहिए?
Anand, would you want to take it?
So end के period में I would suggest you go through your short notes definitely, especially if you have made exhaustive ones. I think those are the best to revise, and I'd suggest you give a lot of mock tests. This is what I did, and it ended up working well for me.
Okay. Archit, if you would want to add anything to this?
So in the last 1 month of my preparation, I just gave a lot of mock tests, and those mock tests were full JEE Advanced format exams. So they are really good to test because they cover all the chapters of the JEE Advanced syllabus. So they help you figure out which chapters you are lagging on and so on. So I think that's what I would recommend others to do as well.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. So one question I would want to ask on behalf of the students, maybe Himanshu, you could take it first. There's a lot of peer pressure surrounding JEE, right? So the preparation for JEE and cracking it. So how can an aspirant deal with the peer pressure that he's subject to?
Do you mean peer pressure of others performing better than the person?
Yes, the competition and the peer pressure coming from people around you. I mean, the expectations that you need to meet.
See, that's you need to like all these stuffs are part of the game. So you would have to manage all these things and make sure that you are thinking about in terms of what you know and what you do not, rather than what people are expecting and not. So in these situations, I will suggest to rather focus on concepts and learning well rather than performance. I think that's, and especially if you are really feeling bad about these things, talking to faculty often always helps.
Okay.
So these are things I'll tell you.
All right. Anything from the others on this, Archit, Anand, or Kalash? Okay.
Yeah, I think as long as the competition is healthy, I think it's a very good motivator. But discourage oneself or to impact your mental health. But as long as there is healthy competition with your friends and all, I think it's a good thing. It pushes you to do better. So I'd say embrace the competition in some sense, but do not let it affect you negatively.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Anand and Himanshu. That really helped. Can we take the next question from the audience, Sipanta?
Yes, the next question will be from Karthikeya. Please unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, I was having 3 questions related to JEE Mains and Advanced. My first question was like, is the syllabus of JEE Mains and Advanced the same?
Anand, will you take it?
No, it isn't. The syllabus changes a bit every year, but no, broadly speaking, the syllabus of JEE Mains is a superset of the syllabus of JEE Advanced. But JEE Advanced tends to test your knowledge more deeply. So no, it is not the same, and you can find the syllabuses for both the exams online.
Okay. And the next question, like if I'm in class 12th, class 11, so should I complete the syllabus of class 11th and class 12th together, or should I bring expertise in class 11th and then start class 12th at the timing of class 12th?
Can Kalash, would you want to take this?
I would suggest mastering your concepts of 11th first. Just like, of course, this depends from person to person, but ideally you should be mastering topics as you are going along with your class, and usually classes follow your schedule for 11th and then 12th. So I would suggest getting a sort of expertise on topics in 11th and then going on to 12th class.
Okay, and the last question, that is school a good thing when you are preparing for 11th and 12th? Because I think that we waste 6 hours of our day in school and all that thing, and we are also tired when we come back from the school.
So, Archit, can you take this?
So I think again it depends what we are doing in school. Mostly in the end days of JEE preparation, I would suggest that we can try to avoid wasting time in school activities and focus on JEE preparation more.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All the best for your future.
Thank you, Kartike. A small request that I would have to all those in the audience, if you have more than one question to ask, please ask your priority question here and drop the others to us in the chat box, and we will ask them on your behalf towards the end of the session, because we want to give everyone an equal chance of asking. Dipannita, next question.
Yes, Sanjana, please unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sanjana. I have stepped this year into class 9. So I have stepped into my JEE preparation. So which books really helped me for the strong basic foundation of the concepts in all the subjects, maths, physics, and chemistry? So which books will you suggest me to start my preparation?
I think we've already taken this question, Sanjana. Could you drop us your email ID and we'll get back to you over email. We've already taken this question in depth. It has been answered.
Okay.
Yeah. Can we take the next, Dipannita? Athar?
Please unmute yourself. Yes, please ask a question, Athar.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Athar. Please ask.
Am I audible?
Yes.
I had a doubt regarding both the attempts of JEE mains. So since we have 20 days in our hands, I can't figure out how to go for the first attempt. How I will cover all the syllabus, all the 100 chapters in just 20 days. If I have to start right from the scrap. Like I should I go for short notes or only MCQs, or what should I do?
Himanshu, any suggestion that you would have for Athar?
I hope you do have done it once, right? It's not the first time you are doing it, reading the whole syllabus, so studying the whole syllabus. If that's a yes, then I'd say that whatever material you have, just look through it once, think that you need to remember, give more priority to those rather than the concepts. I hope you would know them in some capacity. Just go through material that you need to remember, that you need to memorize, give priority to that. And if you have time, just go through your notes. I would suggest that try to give mock tests daily or alternately every day. That helps more than just reading stuff.
Thanks, Himanshu. Since Kalash, you're the senior most of the lot, is there anything that you would like to add?
Yes. So, for if you only have 20 days, you likely have prepared for given your boards, and have been preparing so far. So, for figuring out your weak topics, it's the easiest way to do that is to give good mock tests, as Himanshu pointed out. So, if you have been giving mock tests so far, you would likely know the topics which you are weak at, and you could put your focus on those. If you haven't, you should still start with some of the more memorizing based topics, maybe in chemistry, or if you feel because 20 days is not enough to get an improve yourself much in practice based topics. So I would suggest going for those memorization ones if you don't know which topics exactly you are weak in.
All right. Thank you, Kalash. So now one question that I would like to ask all four of you and would request you to answer one after another. How can you tell us of a low phase that you fell into during your preparation for the JEE, and how did you get through it? How did you bounce back? And Himanshu, would you want to go first?
There had been several low phases. I would say it's not a single one, but it's again about focusing on what you know and what you don't, rather than key performance kya aa raha hai. So I always did that. I tried to look out for the real reasons I am falling back or I'm not getting to understand stuff, and try to talk to faculty or give more time to things I'm not able to do, and that always helped. Like asking for help to faculties and reading about stuff more that I feel I'm lagging behind in. That helped all those times in which I felt I was I felt like that was a low phase.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Archit?
Ma'am, I think what Himanshu said, similar to that, low phases keep coming and going during JEE preparation. There are times when you might feel that, when you might feel underconfident about your preparation, or maybe you scored less in a particular test. But I don't think that on a long term, you should carry that with yourself. And yeah, so I think that's it.
Okay, thanks. Kalash?
Yeah, so low phases are usually driven by poor test performance or maybe class participation or something like that. So, as Imanshu rightly pointed out, like some test performances, like you shouldn't really care much about them. You should use them as a metric to see your progress, but that should be on an average case and not a test by test basis. If you are in sort of a slump and aren't able to improve, say for some duration, which is negatively affecting your preparation as well, you could talk to some faculty or maybe take a break of a day or two to sort of take your mind off somewhere else.
Okay, thanks. And Anand?
So I think what everyone has said before me has covered everything, and I don't have much to add. I just reiterate that one or two tests don't matter much, and everyone has dips in performance. And as long as it isn't a persistent pattern, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, and do not be very discouraged.
Okay, thank you so much, all of you. We'll take the next question from the audience. Manyata?
Yes, Manata, can you please unmute yourself?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to ask that there are very less seats in IITs, so and moreover, I could not study for long hours. So how can I improve?
Himanshu, do you want to take this?
Okay, so if you could not study for long or longer, you can study for short hours or multiple number of times. That will have the same effect. And if you are saying that seats are very less, so that's why not everybody gets selected. It's same for all, you know. So you just have to study and make sure that you have practiced a lot. You have covered the syllabus as much as you can, and that's enough. Like that's what you can do, and that's what you should think about rather than thinking about कितना रहता है और या फिर होगा कि नहीं होगा. So like try to do as much as you can. Try to ask for help from the right people. If you have teachers, able teachers, then do contact them and do as much as they can and what you think you should. Don't fret out or worry. Just do as much as you can. And in the long run, if you think about after JEE or after IIT2, so it doesn't really matter a lot. So just do whatever you can. Don't worry, and let the result come.
Thank you, Himanshu. Can we take the next question, Dipanta? Udit?
Yes, Udit, can you please unmute?
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, Udit.
I wanted to ask that as we know, there are a lot of online platforms for JEE preparation now. So we should go for an online platform or an offline platform?
Archit, if you want to answer it.
So I don't particularly have any experience with any online platform, but from what I can guess, I think offline platforms would be much better because there's this physical interaction between teachers and students, and there's a classroom environment, and all these things contribute a lot to your preparation. So maybe these things you'll not get on an online platform. So I think I would suggest an offline platform for JEE preparation.
All right. Anything that Anand, Himanshu, or Kalash should want to add? Because the same question has been asked from asked by someone in the chat box as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with what Ajit said. I also have no experience. So, and in my preparation, interaction with my teachers, with my friends, and was very helpful, and the offline environment helps in keeping you accountable. It pushes you, whereas that sense of accountability is, I think, difficult to find online. So I would recommend offline, but if someone has no other options, I think online coachings can be good.
All right, thank you. Next question from Aman Dipandita.
Yes, please unmute yourself, Aman Singh. Please unmute yourself, Aman.
We will move on to the next then.
Okay. Next one is someone named Stark. Please unmute yourself.
हेलो
Yeah, hi.
हाय मैम मैं असम से हूँ मेरा नाम एक्चुअली प्रतीक सिंह है मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है मैम कि मतलब मैं मतलब इंटीग्रेटेड कोचिंग में हूँ 11th क्लास में अभी तो मतलब मुझे JEE का मैथमेटिक्स पार्ट मतलब मैं दोनों के लिए कोचिंग एडवांस के लिए भी और समथिंग लाइक ISI के लिए भी तो मुझे मैम ऐसा लगता है कि एडवांस का जो मैथमेटिक्स का पार्ट है उसमें कुछ ऐसा है लाइक यू हैव टू मेमोराइज ऑल द ट्रिक्स एंड फॉर्मूला एंड जस्ट हैव टू अप्लाई इन द एग्जाम इज इट रियली लाइक दैट या फिर मुझे मतलब ऐसा लग रहा है
Kalash, would you want to take it? Kalash.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Yeah. So for mathematics, I wouldn't say it's only a set of tricks. However, if you practice enough, problems might seem like those. But they definitely do require a lot of practice, and just memorizing a set of tricks won't likely help you in the tougher portions of JEE Advanced.
Okay. Thanks, Kalash. And Archit, is there anything apart from this that you want to add?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay. Can we take the next, please, Sakshi?
Hi, good morning, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. How I clear my JEE in first attempt?
How can you clear your JEE in your first attempt? So that's what we are talking about. I mean, is there anyone of you four who would want to give a more precise answer to this one? I mean, to answer this question, Sakshi, you'll have to take the gist of whatever we are discussing during this session. Can we take the next, please, Dhaneshri?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am a student of Matriculation Board. And will it be easy for a Matriculation Board student to crack JEE easily? And if it's so, which is better for her, self-study or coaching classes?
Anand, would you want to answer this?
Yeah, so I'm not very familiar with how the Matriculation Board works. I mean, I couldn't hear the question properly, so I'm sorry about that. But as for what I prefer between coaching and self-study, I think I was very greatly helped by my coaching at South Delhi, and if I had to choose, I would choose my coaching over self-study, because even if all the material is available online and in various books, the environment you get at a coaching, the accountability, the push that you get from your teachers and your friends really does help in keeping you consistent. So if possible, I would say that you should join coaching.
Okay, all right. So I would like to ask a question on behalf of everyone now. So how can a JEE aspirant improve their efficacy and avoid silly mistakes? If Himanshu, if you could start with the answer.
Yes, that's a very big problem for everybody, and that's so I think the only way to do is to try to practice more and like be a little more attentive. Try not to worry about during the examination and try to remain calm. And voluntarily trying to remain calm even if time is less and questions are left a lot. Even then, trying to focus on what you're doing and planning things well rather than panicking is what helped me the most in avoiding or doing less number of silly mistakes. Like everybody does them once a while, but to minimize the chance, you could just try not to panic and read things carefully, the question, the options, and everything.
All right. Okay.
Practicing the paper with the intent that you would do less mistakes this time than the previous one, that will help in the long run.
Okay. Anything to add, Archit, Anand, or Kalash?
A small tip that helped me was writing more, because writing more in my rough part and all, because that helped me reduce my silly mistakes. It did come at some speed, but I mean, you have to find a balance, but like trying to make an effort to maintain your speed as well as write, not just do everything mentally, and to write your calculations out helps a lot in avoiding.
Okay. All right. I think Anand has frozen. Dipandita, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's a connection issue with Anand. I'll move on to my next question on behalf of the audience. Any one of you who would want to take
that's a small tip that might be.
Okay, you're back. All right. Thanks, Anand. We lost you for a minute.
Yeah, I think there's some problem with my internet.
Sorry. No problem. So my next question will be, what is the importance? We all know that it's important to take mock tests. What is the ideal time that an aspirant can start taking mock tests? Ideal time during preparation. If Kalash, would you want to start with the answer?
I think there is no ideal time. You should start whenever you start a preparation. Ideally, at the start, mock tests geared towards the topics that you have studied so far would be helpful. But after some time, say half of the first area of your preparation, you should probably also try taking more holistic mock tests, which include a larger portion of the syllabus, and probably interleave them with mock tests containing only problems from the current topics you are learning.
Okay, and thank you. And anything to add, Anand, Archit, Himanshu? Not. Okay. So we'll take the next question from the audience. Avinash, if Dipandita, you could unmute him.
Please unmute yourself. Avinash, please unmute yourself.
He's not unmuting. Okay, we'll move on to the next. Hetvi.
Good afternoon, everyone. My question was, is it necessary to make short notes of all subjects?
Anand, do you want to take the question?
Okay, so, I personally did not make exhaustive short notes for every subject. Like I did for inorganic and organic chemistry, I made some notes that were very useful to me. And for some chapters in physics, I did too. But in some topics, like in maths and other topics in physics, I didn't feel like it was necessary, where the emphasis was mostly on problem solving, and the theory wasn't. I mean, there wasn't much theory that you needed to know. I don't think it's necessary to make short notes. You can just rely on the material you already have. But yeah, it is a good practice, and towards the end of your preparation, short notes are the ideal resource, I think. So make as much as you can, but it's not necessary in every subject.
Okay. Thanks. We'll take the next, Prudhvi.
Sir, my question is, if I crack start now, advance?
We can't hear you.
Sir.
Yeah, please ask. Please ask your question.
Can I crack if I start now advanced, JEE Advanced?
If you, and which class are you in?
12th class.
In class 12th. Okay. Who would want to? Archit, would you want to answer this?
Ma'am, I think it's very difficult to clear JEE Advanced if you are starting a preparation in class 12. So I would suggest taking a drop year if you want to clear JEE Advanced.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Next question from Aman, please.
Aman, please unmute yourself.
Okay. Next from Astha.
Please unmute yourself, Astha.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My question is, if my JEE mains is cleared, but JEE Advanced is not up to the mark, so in that situation, should I take a drop?
Himanshu, can you answer?
It depends upon what you get in JEE mains, I'll say, because see, there are some NITs and people from NITs have done really good as far as I know. So if you do get a good branch in good NIT, that I don't think that taking a drop will be useful. Just go with whatever college you get. But if you perform rather poorly in JEE mains, then only take a drop year. I won't suggest a drop year unless you are really very dissatisfied with your performance. Like go with what you get without dropping in year. You can cover for 1 year with a lot of stuff in your college days. So don't drop.
Thanks, Himanshu. That was very sharp. And Kalash, anything that you want to add?
I'd like to add.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. So I would suggest if you wish to really drop, you should do that if you think your performance was not really up to the mark of your preparation, and just not like you should compare your performance with your past mock test performance and so on. And if you believe that something serious happened that day that made you not perform as well as you had expected, then only you should bet another year on giving JEE Advanced again.
Okay. Okay. And Archit, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so if you're not very confident about your JEE Advanced preparation, I think you should also appear for exams like BITSAT and VIIT. I don't remember the name of that.
VIIT EEE.
Yeah. So those exams are a very good backup for students who are not able to clear JEE Advanced.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Archit and Kalash. We'll take the next question from Prajwal.
My question is that there are only 20 days remaining for our JEE mains first attempt. In these 20 days, should we practice our PYQs of 2019 to 2021? Are they enough for the first attempt?
Okay, Anand, would you want to take this?
Yeah, so I think those are definitely enough, because there are, I think it would be hard to do all of them in 20 days. There are a lot of mock tests, previous year question papers for JEE mains, and I think they're definitely enough. So.
All right. Okay. Thanks. We have another question from Prateek Stark. Can we unmute him?
हेलो
Yeah. Yes, Prateek.
मैम मेरा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ये है कि मतलब स्पेशली मैथमेटिक्स के सेक्शन के लिए JEE एडवांस के लिए मान लीजिए कोई कोचिंग नहीं लिया आपने, तो सीनियर्स से क्या आपका मैथ्स का मतलब जितना भी कॉन्सेप्ट्स है, मतलब फॉर्मूला ट्रिक्स इन द सेंस, तो सिर्फ मैथ्स के लिए बोल रहा हूँ, मतलब अगर एग्जाम में जाके बैठे तो क्या आपको मतलब हर क्वेश्चन ऐसा लगेगा कि मतलब पढ़ा हुआ है, मतलब विदाउट कोचिंग सिर्फ मैथ्स का सेक्शन क्या सीनियर्स से हो जाएगा?
Archit, if you don't take this, yeah.
You mean only tricks and tips and tricks for solving the questions?
Yeah. I mean just for advanced preparation, just for the mathematics part. क्या मतलब अगर हम सीनियर्स को मतलब पूरा complete करें तो क्या it's enough?
I think maths specifically requires the highest amount of practice in among the three subjects, and just knowing some tips and tricks will not help in the JEE Advanced paper.
Right.
And if you really want to test this hypothesis, you can give some past year JEE Advanced papers, time yourself, and find the performance.
Okay. Thanks, Archit, and thanks, Kalash. Astha has another question. Astha?
My another question is, what exams should I attempt after my class 12 other than JEE? I mean, what are the other better options except JEE?
Any one of you would want to take this? We are not very sure of better exams. We might help you with some other exams apart from JEE. Any one of you would want to take this? Archit, Himanshu, Anand, Kalash?
If you're planning to study in India, then I don't think there's any better exam than IIT JEE. If you're planning to study engineering in India, but if you're planning to go into another stream, then of course there are other exams like NEET.
Okay. So what you can do is, Astha, you can probably drop us a mail. I'll share our email ID towards the end of the session. You can drop us a mail and we'll send you detailed information about what you're asking. All right. Thank you. We'll take the next question from Ali.
या हेलो मैम। मैम मुझे ये पूछना था कि जो जितने भी सारे टॉपर्स है वो कैसे बैलेंस करते थे तीनों सब्जेक्ट को। लाइक जब मैं मैथ्स पढ़ने बैठता हूँ तो फिर मैं और कुछ नहीं पढ़ता हूँ, सिर्फ मैथ्स ही पढ़ता हूँ इन अ डे। और अगर मैं फिजिक्स पढ़ने बैठ जाऊंगा तो मैं फिजिक्स ही पढ़ूंगा, और इसी बीच में मेरा केमिस्ट्री उतना अच्छा नहीं है। सो कैसे बैलेंस करें तीनों सब्जेक्ट को इन JEE प्रिपरेशन?
Kalash, can you answer this, please?
So focusing on a subject a day is fine, I believe. But if you feel that you aren't giving enough importance or time to chemistry, you could probably make a timetable. If studying a subject a day is the only option for you, that should also be fine. You could probably allot more days to chemistry and strictly stick to that schedule. Personally, my strategy was to try to complete whatever was expected of me for whatever has been taught so far, and that usually was sufficient to make good progress in each of the three subjects.
Okay. Anything that the other three would want to add? Anand, Archit, Kalash? Sorry, Anand, Archit, Himanshu?
No, I'd just like to again say that studying one subject a day is completely fine. That is, on some days, that is how I used to study too. But you do have to balance all three subjects. So I'd just say study chemistry, make an effort to study chemistry more, study chemistry on more days, but studying one subject a day is completely fine.
All right, thank you. Prathamesh, we'll take the next question from Prathamesh.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Prathamesh.
Good afternoon. Myself Prathamesh Rathod from class 10. Recently, my boards are starting from 26 April, which will end up till 23 May. So I want to ask that it is good to start after my boards and side by side studying for class 11.
Himanshu, would you mind taking this up, please?
There are it doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of 1 month. Okay, so if you have time, then read. Otherwise, do not read. The exams are just in 1 month, right? The board exams for class 10th.
They're starting on the 26th of April. Yes.
So it doesn't really matter whether you write now what you do. Just be done with your exams, and then you can start read whatever you like, isn't it?
Okay. Anything to add, Kalash, Archit, Anand? Okay. All right. Not really. So we have Sakshi has another question. We can take that.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm in 12th standard. Can I prepare JEE for this year? Means my class 12 is over.
We've taken this question already, Sakshi. Could you, okay. Anand, Archit, could you please just quickly, answer her again?
Ma'am, I didn't get the question very clearly.
She's asking, she's in class 12 and can she start preparing now?
Ma'am, I think I'd just suggest taking a drop year if you're starting your preparation in class 12.
Okay. Yeah, all right, thank you. So I would have another question to ask on behalf of everyone. So is there any special strategy that a student, an aspirant may apply to prepare for the JEE Advanced after JEE Mains, after clearing the JEE Mains? Any specific strategy? We can probably start with the Kalash.
So by clearing JEE Mains, you mean you have given the JEE Mains exam and I'm sorry, like
I mean,
like
after
1 month
attempting,
before, just 1 month before JEE Advanced, you are saying.
yeah. So I mean, after attempting the JEE Main, is there a special strategy that a student could use to prepare
It
for?
really depends. If your focus was JEE Mains, then probably you would have something different to practice for JEE Advanced, maybe just a mock test. But if JEE Advanced has been your goal so far, this really shouldn't affect your practice. And JEE Mains is just a qualification exam for you so far. For a month before JEE Advanced, I mainly gave some mock tests and practiced on some organic chemistry, which was inorganic and organic, which were my weaker sections. So you could probably just adapt it to your preparation as well.
All right. Okay. And anything else that you would like to add, Himanshu, Archit, or Anand? Okay, not really. So one concluding question, and I would request all of you to answer it one after another. What will be your advice to the aspirants preparing for JEE this year? We can start with Archit.
Ma'am, I think that's a very broad question. My general advice would be again to, so if you're like studying in a coaching center, then be regular with your classes. If you're doing self-study, be regular with the concepts. Try to follow. If you're on an online platform, then the onus of keeping yourself accountable is on you, because there's no one enforcing that on you. So the main thing that you need to do over these 2 years is to be consistent and be regular, and make sure yourself that you are on the right track.
All right. Okay. Anand?
Yeah, so it is a very broad question, and I think all the questions we have answered can be considered answers to this question. But yes, being consistent and present in class is very important. Not allowing yourself to accumulate backlogs or this all, as Archit said, is very important. And giving lots of mock tests, especially towards the end of the preparation, is I think, in my opinion, giving mock tests when you're done with the syllabus is the best way to practice. So I'd say give lots of mock tests. Yeah, it's hard to answer such a broad question, but yes.
Okay. Right. Any specific answers that Himanshu and Kala should have? Himanshu?
I would also stress upon being consistent throughout the 2 years. Like from the first day, keep yourself on your toes and avoid too much backlog about things you understand, and be healthy. Like don't get ill. Try not to get ill, and like be in touch with your faculty. Don't alienate yourself. These are the 4 things I'll say.
Thank you so much. And Kalash?
Of course, for a general question, I don't have a very specific advice. I like the others have pretty much summarized most of the advices, so I don't have anything else to add.
Okay. So thank you so much for joining us, for sparing your time and joining us. As I said, we really appreciate it, Himanshu, Anand, Archit, and Kalash. Thank you so much to all the members in the audience for sparing your time and attending this session. I would like to inform you that we have a series of advisory and informative webinars touching upon a variety of different topics lined up. Please do not forget to stay tuned to careers360.com/premium to get to know about the webinars that we are planning for you, and we would like to see you for them as well. Thank you so much once again, and wish you all the very best for your JEE. Thank you. Thank you so much.